But when I finished typing everything in, it said it was 13:13 here. And I'm trying not to be a slave to time. So apparently I am. So let's just get that in a slightly better position. And yeah, we're going to look at time and what time means and why time's shifting, which I believe it is. And I'm just going to burn some Palo Santo while I wait for some watchers, otherwise I'll do it on my own. That's funny, I've got 3 likes but no watchers. Wassail Penelope, hi love. We're doing time. Wassail Cheney, Wassail Kathy, Wassail Paul's Tarot, Wassail Susan, cheers. I need a drink of water. I can't reach it. Wassail Queen Star Sophie. There you are, flooding in. We've got 18 of you now. So, I moved again. Been in room prison. The last place was, it was a little bit like being trapped, where I couldn't do any readings, but I just spent all my time, every hour that I was awake, working on the room still. And it feeds into this Wassail Laura, Wassail Rebel Star. Well done. Yeah, it feeds into this notion of time and anticipation. And I've been getting the message that I have to stop trying to control time. Oh, you see, now that's interesting. When I shaved my beard off, I let go of my Time Master t-shirt. And so I feel, Wassail Harley. I feel like I've been transformed into the student of time rather than the master of time. So it is really interesting. Also, I moved to a very strange, the strangest space I've ever booked. And I don't know if any of you watch Doctor Who, but it's a bit like the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside. It just has a little set of windows over there. Oh, I can probably show you. Yeah, there we go. Hang on. So this is, look, it feels like a TARDIS. I'm sitting on a platform. There's a bridge. There's a bridge. I don't know how to get to the bridge there. There's a bridge. And then you go down the stairs. And all the rest of it's just one big space. So look, I can kind of show you around a little bit. And then down below. So I feel like I'm in the TARDIS. And maybe it feels like the TARDIS should have. It feels like the TARDIS should have special effects on it because it. And we're gonna channel. What's up, Kirsty? We're gonna channel. Oh no, I can't turn it off. We're going to channel Donna Noble because to me she was the best one. Oh, now I can't get rid of those things. Oh, there we go. I couldn't read any of your comments then while I did that. So yeah, I'm living in the TARDIS and I'm learning all about time. And weirdly, yeah, Donna Doctor, yeah, totally. I was so sad that her brain couldn't cope. Good old Donna Noble. Actually, Donna Noble's granddad died yesterday, Bernard Cribbins. So time was called on Bernard Cribbins. You see, time is behind everything of our modern day structures. We refer to everything in time, and I want to kind of take us all the way back, and then I want to go through various different quotes to do with time and try and read the energies of the quotes with just the Paul Huson deck, although I do have, as an emergency, I was just going to say just this one deck, I do have an emergency raw runes if I get stuck, and I do have the Golden Tarot of the Renaissance because it's got the same energy as the Paul Huson deck. So, Wassail Catherine. I didn't turn my phone off, which I'm going to do now, just quickly. So give me a moment. Oh no, I need it on because I have to use it if I do use the runes. So time, what is time? Is time real? Is time a prison? Is all of our time buyable? Is that part of our way in which we live within society? Wassail Gustav, the moderator. And time once was only measurable by day and night. And then in between, people made sand hourglasses with sand in. And then eventually we moved on to making time machines, clocks. And our time is purchased. We are bought by our time. So, yeah, time does keep changing. So, like at the turn of the 19th century, time had moved forward something like 400 milliseconds. And it changed again at the beginning of the 21st century. And you can look at different form of clocks and see how they're all ineffective. Originally, as I said, there was the sun and the moon. But for years, and in fact the Jewish calendar still uses the Metonic moon cycle of every 19 years as being a stronger way of keeping time. Wassail Diane! And this, we went on to the solar time, and then GMT was invented when the BBC began to set a series of 6 pips with the longest pip at the end to tell you exact time. But they have to change time, we have to add leap year days, and then we moved on to atomic time, and they have to add seconds to things. So it's a measure for modern society. That seems to be where I want to start this. What's sticking in there? Let me push that back a bit. I don't want plugs. So what we're going to do is I need to pay attention to you now that I've done a little bit of a ramble. I've spent my time rambling. So we're going to look at time in all its forms. How should we measure time? Earth time, atomic time, cosmic time, mean time, time that we can control. There's all these different areas within the Wassail Shana. And there's also dream time, divine time. Time really marks everything we do. So I'm just going to begin by simply asking, is there a message that time would like to share with us? Now that we're 9:33 in. Time, time, time. Wassail reading with Mumsa. I think that's what it said. It vanished very quickly. So So time, it's time. So while you're all thinking, get a pen and paper and write down some key phrases about time. I've already done it, but you can see if you think of ones that match. Oi! Sun and the moon. Now, if that isn't a marker in time, I don't know what is. The eclipse. When I see these together, I always think eclipse. Actually, it could also refer to the fact that yesterday was a new moon in Leo. But it feels very much, when I see them, eclipse energy. Oh, 2 cards just dropped on the floor. I feel like they need to be read. So, what do we have? So, we've got Ace of Pentacles, Two of Swords. The immediate energy I'm getting from this is time is your friend. Time is your friend. You don't have, well, you can text me later, Club. You can see you don't have to now, but you can. Wassail, Mama Jama, Wassail Diane, Wassail Sacred Seed. So, time is your friend. New time is your friend. A new time, a new age is your friend. Time is shifting. So, let's go. Time. So, if new time is a friend, is time shifting? Is time shifting? Is time shifting? Wassail Caribbean Queen. So the first one out, or the first 3 out, is time shifting? Right, it's the Chariot. So yeah, no, it's not shifting. It's shifting and it's rebirthing and it's a completion of an old cycle, new cycle. I can't help thinking this is the ending of old earth epoch time, moving into air epoch time. They also came with a fanfare. They came with a sense of marching forwards again. So marching on, time marches on. Yeah, galloping. I mean, there is a sense of galloping. It feels like it's been sticky and slow. And it ends with this. So is time changing? Yeah, because we're bored with the old time. Old time, old father time. I'm getting, there's a real sense here with the Empress of, I'm kind of hearing her kind of tapping her foot. She's impatient for the movement of time, but there's something about this being, you know, like a kind of a changeover. They're changing the guard at Buckingham Palace. It's that notion that something, or a baton race, everything's just moving. Wassail Karen Gill. Wasn't Karen Gill, no, what's her name? Karen somebody, who was Doctor Who's assistant. Not Amelia Pond. Yeah, Amelia Pond. Didn't she have a name a bit like that? So, yeah, there's this sense of an exchange, passing a baton, time changing, but there's something, Karen Gilliam, that's it. Well, it was close. You just don't need to add an IAN. She's good. She's not quite your namesake, but you'd probably enjoy her character. She was fun. Amy Pond, Amelia Pond, I can't even remember. It's so long ago since I watched Doctor Who. But I feel like he's the concept of him as a time master is very present in this reading. So there is this sense of being, I want to say slowed, but stuck. I'm being shown an image that I seek off Amy Pond, yeah. I'm getting that sense of molasses, and it's something about how we have to move our own time forward. So now they're showing me how in the last 2 years we all got caught in our own personal time bubbles, and that those bubbles are kind of expanding back out and popping. The girl who waited, yes. Yeah, waited, it's ridiculous, honestly. Once you start, I was talking to Kathy and she said she wants to see if she can get through a day without mentioning time. I think it's a really problematic idea to not mention time, because our whole modern society is structured on time. So when did we start to kind of do it? Around the 13th century, time became money. And we are slaves to the payment of our time. We have to work to live, and that's about buying our time, not really necessarily always our skills. What's that? Blue Resonant, I don't remember it. I really should, but I got a bit lost on Doctor Who. I always loved it, and I got tired of origin story type things where he would transform into a new Doctor and then wonder who he was. Because in my childhood it was Tom Baker, and he always knew who he was. You were always safe with Tom Baker. So, anything else on just the general concept of time and waiting on time and time transforming, transferring? What do we have? What do we have? What do we have to share? So, we've got judgment. Again, waking up to new time. There is this real sense of time being renewed, being transformed. I love a marmalade. I make marmalade sometimes. Oh. Now this is interesting. I was practicing some card throws to see how easy the cards would sing about time. And this Queen of Pentacles came out in two or three of the readings, in reverse as a Hanged Man card, as about hanging on to old time. And she's come out the right way up the first time here, but she's got something tick-tock about her clock. There's a flowering of time. I feel like the flowering of time is the transformation from the 12-hour clock to a kind of 13-hour clock. Now, I don't mean that the clock is suddenly going to have 13 hours on it. It's more that the idea is that the 12 hours structure everybody's lives in so many ways. And so the queens represent 13. And at the end of the message, I had the card of death with this, and it was this idea of changing time. The notion of getting down from the stuck frequencies of 12. And 12 are the structures that form society, that form things on an atomic level, and how we need to move to the energy of 13, which is much more free, much more of a muse energy. Yeah, time does make coffee stale. I bought new coffee beans yesterday and they were roasted 4 days ago. Way! Wassail Pen Magician. So it came out though with this Knave of Swords who is Ogye, who is a Danish hero who waits asleep and will wake when the alarm goes off. So there is the alarm is going off to change times. We're in a transformation of time. I kind of feel like I want to know when. Oh, 10 swords. When? Oh, you see, that's interesting. This is the energy of endings, but absolute sadness. And I'm being immediately given this frequency of time changes when you decide to let go of the sadness of the prison of time. The prison of time, letting go, but the idea that it's your choice. We all have a choice when to free ourselves from the old time. When we decide to move and have that energy of rebirthing our own time. Oh, and that is 13. 3, 7, and 3. This is beautiful. I've done a bit of a long 13 frequency for a while, but you can't avoid the fact that it's real. So, what's everyone doing? While I put the cards back, I'm going to have a sip of water. Yes, exactly, Holly. Now, I'm going to go over some quotes. And we're going to read. A bit of water. Now, quotes. Well, lots of things actually. There's a quote that Holly just said that I feel I've got the quote for. I've got so many. So actually, I'm going to start with the 13th quote because I feel like the energy of the cards was talking 13. So this is a quote by Charles F. Kettering. You can't have a better tomorrow if you are thinking about yesterday all the time. You can't have a better tomorrow if you're thinking about yesterday all the time. Because really you're splitting your time presence into 3 different zones. And this is, it's an energy that's opening up, but I don't really understand because I'm not the time master anymore. But there's something about this frequency that the norms are past, present and future, and yet the idea behind the norms is to kind of ignore the 2 outer extremes and concentrate on the present, concentrate on the now. And the now is in many ways fluidly timeless. And yet every now moment, like we're 24 minutes into this, that's already in the past. And yet it's in the future for some people who will watch this video later rather than you who are watching it live. And Wassail Jessica. And so the concept of time is very difficult. Time is an illusion, says Albert Einstein. Well, he said it, but he's dead now, so that's in the past as well. I feel like, look, you can't have a better tomorrow if you are thinking about yesterday all of the time. I'm going to do a rune on it. Going to see if the runes can provide us with a magic. Right, let me find... So, It's new. This is the now, starting from the beginning. A bud. So what number is it? It's 45. It's a divine 9. So I need to find new poems on the front. So I need to show you this one. Just give it a bit more light, welly. Oh, it's not good in this room. I've got no natural light. I have to live by by artificial light. It's not in those colours. It's in really soft pastels. Anyway, let's have a little poem with it, which I'll have to read with my glasses off and blow the card up. So we're looking at time, not living in the past because it blocks the future. So germinate, form and pause. Create a potential blueprint for a new activity to actively unfold, but not just yet. Early magic, create, germinate and pause, wait. There is a timing There is a timing, divine conditions that are required to allow a bud to burst open and show its perfect, beautiful purpose. To call out a petaled shout and attract life to its moment in the sun, scented and colour saturated. So that poem's about what we just saw, which is we get to pick our divine time, our moment, and yet we're calling it a divine timing, like it's outside of us, and yet it's within us. So in a way, this morning, it's a perfect example of, it's about actioning the future by moving in the now. So my internet provider for my website, they had some kind of update that I had to do. And I sat in here this morning and there's not very much light, so I just had a small light on. I was up very early. And I just kind of sat in the darkness in the TARDIS. And I knew that I needed to do this thing because they said you had to do it before today, and I hadn't done it. So Wassail reading with Mama. And I sat there for about 2 hours listening to Ursula Le Guin's story, Tahanu, and I just was putting off doing it, and it wasn't, I didn't feel miserable, I just didn't want to engage with it. And then suddenly I just chose, when I decided it was my divine moment, I just said, get up and do it, action it in the now, and that will take care of the future because it's done. And actually, although I had trouble going onto my website, password didn't work as usual, I eventually got on, changed password, spoke to one of their live chat people, and she did it for me. And it was done. So you can create, apparently, your own divine timing moments. You can decide when to action your future blueprint. And that doesn't mean that your future blueprint has to have a full form. It doesn't have to have knowledge, because I've spent a lot of my life never knowing what my blueprint should be or what I would intend it to be. But it's just about saying a 9, a divine 9. It's the moment to action the opening of your bud, to start this new journey saturated in colour and perfume, and that's the new time. So it is a bud, but it's a divine timing that you action, you select. So let's get some cards on it. Everything's the wrong way. So the first card came out, and then the second card came out before the first card as it fell, and then the last card came out before them. There's something about going backwards in time. Your future is to be more naive about time. Let me just have a look at what's been saying. So, you've got basically, now how am I going to show you these? I've got to go that way around. That's the order that they should be in terms of how they fell, but actually they came this way round. So the fact that we're looking at emotions, it's like the moment that you decide to action, your moment for growth. And this tower, more than any tower that I've ever had before, this doesn't feel like it's knocking down your walls or ancient structures so much as giving you a spark, energizing you. There's an energy to this, which, breaks through the shell of the old, but it's to energize. And that is lovely. It also bothers me because I'm always like, we're making tower moments a bit jolly, and they can be really hard and heavy. So these two, upside down, what are we looking at here? We're looking at a transference of our energy backwards. So there's something very open about this. It's Charlemagne, I think. It's very difficult to see on this card because it's black. And Paris. And so there's something about going backwards emotionally to be energized, to be given growth, but also because the old time, there's something at the moment where any cards upside down seem to be referring to decrepitude. And I know that that's a beautiful word. I really do love the word decrepitude, but we are suffering as a society currently with decrepitude in all its forms, and it's really killing us. But it won't. It will transform. It will move us from this old... There's something about this guy. He loves his rules. He feels like 12 structure. He's actually card 14. And this one feels like 13. It's just like undoing the ravages of time. See, now that's one that I haven't got in my little quotes. So let's get a few more cards on this. This divine timing. Oh, fortuna, oh, fortuna, Dame Fortune's Wheel, Carmina Burana, which, if you don't know, it's a piece by Carl Orff. You should all listen to it. So this is about the wheel of time, the wheel of fortune, and how it moves to bring you from reigning to falling, to having reigned, to being prepared to reign. But it has a sense of, in the old Carmina Burana poems, and there's 300 and something of them, they were written in Latin and Middle German kind of language. And they talk a lot about how Dame Fortune moves in and she tries to break you from the ravages of society to bring you somewhere else. It's interesting, it's 10-10 with these two cards. Got the 10 of Pentacles next. But I feel like this is time prism. We've got to step out of the time prism because it's what's stopping our freedom to feel that kind of energy of naive 13 muse-like out of time. It was the day out of time the other day, and I was going to do a reading on it, but then I was told not to. Oh, 3 of batons. Oh, 3, 2, 1. Going backwards again. Why have we got to go backwards to see? So I'll come to that in a minute. So this is... Look at the fact that both of these characters hold something in their hands. This guy holds the entire world as he moves forwards. The possibility of the acorn, the bud, the seed, growing from the beginning and blossoming. She holds a mirror. And she's based on prudence. And she's standing over a portal in time. There's something that we need to self-reflect. Wassail Anthony, I don't know what we're wowing you for. Oh my God, that version is 11111 long. It's different speeds at different times. It's a great piece to listen to. In the last place I stayed at, the microwave hummed at a particular pitch that's one of the movements. And every time the microwave was on, I was going... and I couldn't get it out of my head. So there was a lot of Carmina Burana going on at that last place in San Telmo. Now I'm all about time. So the perfection of time, the perfection of self-reflection, that's what I'm getting here. Do you know what's so funny about that though, Diane? Bob Dylan wrote The Times Are Changing. Yeah, bloody ages ago, mate. They're changing now. He was ahead of his time, clearly. So, what is it that we're going backwards for? Why is time asking us to go back in time, to turn back time? Is that a Cher song? If I could turn back time. You know, there's the endless time songs. What are we going back in time for? Time. Backwards in time. Why are we going backwards in time? I don't like going backwards in time. Oh, that was too many. There's one that came out just now, but I was looking for like a partner in crime for time. Oh, she's back. I'm telling you, she is the queen of time. And she's back. I put them all back separately. She's back. Right, she didn't come out with that card though, but she's back. So let's just go over this as it came so that we can understand it. The Ace of Swords upside down. Why are we going back in time? Because we've somehow got to pierce through the lies that we tell ourselves in time, or we told ourselves in time, or that time delivered to us. We've got to somehow go through and pierce into the bubble. They're showing me again the individual bubbles. We've got to pop our individual bubbles, but to do that, we have to do some kind of self-reflection. Yeah, flush it out. Well, they're interesting as well because time sometimes slows down, doesn't it? When you have one of those moments that you want to last forever. So, this card, it's there again. So, the prison of time has to end. I'm being told to hold up. I want to say 12 swords. because I have a funny feeling that there's 10 behind her and she holds a dagger and we have another. So let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The prism of old 12 time. And then we have another sword, the 13th sword. It's time, because the Hermit in this deck is partly what inspired this time review, this connection to time, because time, he represents time, the Hermit, as he did in the early Italian decks. So he carries the hourglass, he doesn't carry a lamp. And so this notion of there being a divine timing, but as we've learned, we can create our own divine timing. So this 13th sword is needed, this connection to a freedom, to pop. It's like going back in time. Oh, now then, that's broken a dream. Going back in time over the last 2 years, but further back, but the 2 years is the anchor point before the world started to change. There's some kind of dimension hopping that can take place if you self-reflect and do a review of what it took to get you where you are now and work out what parts of time were a deception. See, I wanted to say wasted, but they're saying deception. When you were deceived by time. That's really interesting. So this queen, she's coming with the 3 of coins. So it's about bringing new time into the world. And it's almost like she's like old mother time. It's a transformed time. Yeah, there's so many time distortions going on at the moment, and as all of our individual bubbles are being popped, we've got to realign ourselves to new time. So the dream that broke, I had a dream where I bumped into somebody, Jessica, who I looked after her brother for a bit. I stayed in the house with him. I didn't look after him, he was old enough to look after himself, but I stayed in the house with him and his girlfriend for a while, and she was in my dream, and she came with all my dogs that I've ever had in my life, and the dream ended by being in a kind of weird place where you could do something on a computer and then stand in front of a screen and it would open a portal and you moved into a different dimension. And I'd already done it once, and when I went back this second time, Wassail, Miss Berry Berry. And when I went back the second time, the machine was malfunctioning slightly, and I kind of walked and floated, but I woke up the next day feeling very much like I had gone through a portal. There's something about this card that represents that portal. There's a darkness behind that needs an illumination. So the review is to go back over your life and take your current life candle in and illuminate the darknesses where time distorted, where moments that you feel your life didn't necessarily work out. Go in there, hold this candle, because you can only appreciate the beauty and the strength of your inner light or your candle if you take it into the darkness so that you can see it in its fullest glory. That's what you gotta do. Go see your fullest glory. So, what's that little bit? 44. Oh, and 33 likes. It's 59 of you in here. Get pressing your buttons, you cheeky buggers. 61 now, and I've only got 34 likes. What's up with you? Like me. I need to be liked. He said needily. You do what you want. Don't listen. So let's have a look at some other quotes and let's see what you make of them. Oh. Thank you, Meg. Wassail Richard. I need some more water. So, for everybody who was late while I sort my water out, I'm just going to give you a little swing round and show you my new apartment I'm in that is the TARDIS. Wassail, wild wolf woman. Oh, and we have to have the TARDIS on super effect. So look, I have to walk over a bridge, like in the TARDIS. It's a metal bridge. And then that's that, somewhere there, that's where the cupboards are for my clothes, and my bedroom's in there, and there's a bathroom in between. It's the weirdest place. So that is the TARDIS. Oh, hello everyone. So I gave up being the Time Master with the long beard, and I'm now the novice Time Master. I've got this TARDIS. I don't know how to turn it on and go anywhere. Yeah, it is a lofty design. Someone told me the other day it might have been used in some Argentinian TV series. It's the TARDIS, Anthony. It's got like weird lights. So, quotes. Here's some quotes. Time flies when you're having fun. Does it? Just asking. Just asking. So, time is money. Now, that one, shall we call him the doctor? No. Because I haven't learned how to be a time master. I've gone backwards. Oh, I've gone backwards. See, that's what the card said. I was a time master, then I lost time because time's changing. The times they are changing. That might not be a real song, but anyway. It's all right, doggy D. So, killing time. Men talk of killing time while time quietly kills them. I love that one on killing time. There's also saving time. Oh my God, I've got to save time. It's in every part of our life. We define everything. Waiting for a washing machine. Yeah, oh my God, the door. I know, what's up with them? It stopped. It even went beep, beep, beep. And then you get there and it's still moving around, just kind of supposedly unsticking the washing. And then it won't let you open the door. Losing time. Have you ever lost time? And then there's that very, very, very difficult one, which is a real problem. Time management. How there's an entire industry created around time to manage you, us, so that someone can make profits better. Wasting time. Are you wasting time? And there's also the very ancient proverb, time waits for no one, which kind of appeared around 1225, proverbial wisdom. So, where should we begin? I feel like I want to do killing time, but I also want to do time is money, because that's part of what I would say is biding time is part of this energy frequency that imprisons us. So time is money. Time is money. Oh, I'm not doing two. But it is interesting. Time is money, 12. So it's static. This is the structure of 12 frequency. So let me find this one. 66. Now I have to go out of that one. 66. Here we go. So the colours are shocking here. They don't look that bad. They're really nice. It's the strange lighting here. Spending time. So all physical manifestations require structural frames to hold form. Atomic microfractals echo swell to cosmic tensile macro scaffolding holding static. To be firm, to learn the boundaries and the edges of the space your cells create as flesh. Be firm. Learn the boundaries and the edges of the space your cells create as flesh. Sense the edges of your shell and then stretch your conscious energy beyond. Be charged and ready to rupture your frequency. Arc into the etheric. I think there was a line in that twice. I'll have to look at that. But when you keep doing 78 cards over and over again, there are some things that just slip through the net. And that's why we come on here. So the other card that came out with it is really interesting because it's part of the Tesla trap. So we've got 6-6 and then we've got 3. And this is the portal. This is the time energy, the giant frequency that's coming around. You know, all the while we're stuck in time is money, that is the prism. The doorway out of the prism is thorn. So, just read thorn. So, we need swing through. So, this is thorn. And we have, I have to blow this one up to read it. Dense, oh, hang on. Thorn with the TH, people. Dirty minds. Dense, thorny thickets encircle sacred spaces. The fairy-infested blackthorn briars call and pull you to its spiked, entrancing, enchanting entrance to the other place. Leaves and purple-fruited sloes drop as its naked, twisted black skeleton shifts and shivers, revealing a giant gateway. Dare you? You see there, I'm really getting that sense that we have a fear of stepping away from time, returning to earth time, and earth time being the natural rotation of the earth and the moon and the planets. And the moon and the planets and all the cosmic movements affect the way in which the earth wobbles and rotates. So, there is a trap that is set for us by society. And I want to say the fact that it's a 6-6 against this 3 shows how very much of a gravitational pull it has on us. Wassail Beautiful People. But somehow we need to witness this time portal, this new energy that, you know, we've kind of picked up on old father time or mother time. There is a transition. There's an energy where we allow time to nurture. What else are you trying to say to me? We allow time to nurture rather than time to restrict. Okay, 3 more minutes. Was like, what, on me? 55:22, see, as I looked at that. So let's see what we get. This is the subject, and I'm not putting timestamps for this either, because that's following the structure so that people can go, I just want to see the bit I want to see, I don't want to waste any time. I'm not wasting time watching me. Oh, this time is giving me a deception of confidence. So, time is money. Time is money. Time is money. Ooh, time is money. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Time is money. Time is money. Oh, so she needs to go there. They need to go over there. We began with reversals. There's a lot of reversals, and this is about kind of 12 energy, hangman energy. We're hanging on to a fight with time, a fight with each other for time. And we've spent the last 2 years being much more hanging around in this individual energy. So time was battling with all of us. And they're showing me empty diaries. So when we went into lockdown, it's getting better all the time. It is getting better all the time. Time heals everything. So an empty diary, you know, when a lot of places went into lockdowns, you couldn't do your normal planning of things. Everything became changed. You couldn't go out and see friends. You couldn't make appointments. And so there's something about that, this fresh mind concept of the freedom of an empty diary to be in a hangman energy, but it's no longer a fight with yourself, because a fight with society and a fight with work and juggling and the speed of everything, it became something that needed to be reprogrammed. So, on the other side, these are all upright. That's a nice change. So here we have the 8 of Cups, lost at sea, the Sun, and then here we have the 2. Is it the 2? Yeah, the 2 of Coins. So the general frequency I get from this is this is the new sea of time. And I'm not trying to say it's a divine feminine energy. It's not. We're just looking at how there's something about 12 structure, which has an energy of patriarchy, and 13 frequency has a natural energy of matriarchy, because of the fact that some years in the Metonic calendar, which is the calendar used in Judaism, and how it was originally used until about the 18th century. I mean, there are Norse versions of the Metonic calendar. It's a 19-year calendar that follows the cycle of the moon. And in some years there are 12 moons, 12. And in some years there are 13 moons. And so for me, I always associate 13 as the frequency of the muse, as the frequency of creation, as the frequency of life, because in some years, women can have 13 menstrual cycles, And that's where magic lies in terms of creating life. And yet they're just reminding me that when pregnant, you move into 12 frequency, but we've lost the attachment to the truth. We've become so imprisoned by time that we're not moving into proper 12 frequency that has a forgiveness, that has a non-judgmentalism, that is a pain absorbing. We're using 12 frequency currently to abuse, and that's what this is. So there's a new sea of time forming, and it will raise us up. Just reading what you're saying. Yeah, we did shut down the machine. So, what's coming? I kind of want to say societal collective joy, because this is, if you look at this battling, and now there's a friendship, and here there's a friendship, and yet this old git over the side here is like, no, stop it. I like this, I'll do really well out of this. Time is money, business. Society's not wanting that. Hello, naked sex. Do you know, naked sex, sometimes when I have sex, I am naked, but sometimes it's quite fun to dress up to have sex as well. I just think maybe you're limiting your robotic possibilities by only ever being naked for sex. So bringing together a kind of society, but yeah, there is, this is all, he's really shouting. Naked sex is still trying. Put your clothes on! Or at least put on some clothes worth looking at you in, mate. So, yeah, thank you. I know. Good stuff. I like, you know, some of my sexy friends, they're fun. I'm going to ask separately about this energy that's here. And the last card that came out with it is the Now, the Six of Coins, waiting in the Hangman position, again, waiting for the resolution of this new time flowing in. So let's ask directly about the old git is like, come on, clock on, time for work, time is money, and I'm making money out of all of you. That's what he's doing. So let's ask about this. It's kind of like a corporate creaking machinery that we've all accidentally walked into. Well, we've had to, because that's the way society has decided. So, this old git who wants 12 frequency to remain. It can't, it's broken. We've broken it. It's been broken. It's been broken. It was broken at the point of 11. At an earth frequency level. It's broken. You can't keep the old time. The new time has to come in. What else? The old man and time is money. The old man and time is money. The old man and time is money. I'm not blaming a man. He's coming across in that card. So look. This old patriarchy, this energy of structure, this dictatorial frequency is broken. Because, look, he's sitting behind, he's a bit cheeky in this card, because actually he stole the High Priestess's columns. And she's in there now, Fortitude, she's smashing it all up. She's like, it's all got to come down. It's all got to come down, this 12 frequency. It's got to come down, it's got to be broken. Because when you snap this one off and bring it together, it becomes Flursa, which is a 13 frequency card. So, and then it's transforming into 2 of Cups. So again, we're getting this energy that as new time transforms, it brings about reconciliation between each other. As our bubbles pop, as our individual time parameters, our individual clocks are being broken, it's bringing us into some kind of new frequency. I like that. So we'll move on to another one. Oh, still hearing that Cher song. If I could turn back time. I think she did with her face. And he's put those 2 back as well. So, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want to do next? Remind you of Will and Grace. I didn't watch that because it was a straight man playing a gay guy and it annoyed me. We've got Time Heals All. We've got a really interesting quote by Oscar Wilde from the picture of Dorian Gray, which is, punctuality is the thief of time. And the idea behind that is, when you rush to be punctual for somebody, you're seeing to their comfort rather than deciding, so you're sacrificing your own time, which could be better spent pleasing yourself, which is fascinating as a quote. I really quite like that one. Punctuality is the thief of time. And yet I am very punctual always, and I don't care if anyone else is late. Maybe there's something in that. So, oh look, we are masters of our own time. The past being our memories, the future being our dreams. But there's something between them. Let's do that. Let's look what's between, obviously the now, but what's between the past and the future, the dreams. When you're punctual, you're representing yourself. Well, that's true. Wassail, I can't read that one. Oh, it's Nun Nun. Hello, Nun Nun. You just got hey, the punctuation. Right, so we're looking at the past. Oh, they're doing like 1 for each. The past, the future. 2 more for the past. She's back. The imprisoned 10 of Swords lady. So, where else are we going? Have we got any more for the future? Oh, we got one in the middle. Now we've got a bit of an explosion. Oh, this is going to be a bit hard to read. So, what did we begin with? The past, juggling with the past. That's really interesting. I'm being drawn to the sad monkey. It's almost, there's something in this about not so much rose-tinted spectacles as liar-tinted spectacles. And this is referring back to where we started before. What are the truths you tell yourself that are distortions? That was that Ace of Swords, puncturing falsehoods in your own history. And we've got the King of Batons, and we've got the Ten of Swords. I'm being drawn to this Fagista type thing. It's a bundle of sticks and an axe, and the idea is when all your when you bring society together and bind them all up in time, under the demise of time, it creates rulers, I guess, is what we're saying. But they showed me something else in that bundle, but as I tried to find the words to explain that, it moved. So there was something about, you, by bundling up your memories of the past, you make yourself sitting, you seat yourself by bundling your memories so rigidly, you are sitting heavily on the throne of the past. There's something really pulling and weighted about that frequency. You are no king. 11401. That might mean something to somebody. So, this is, they're showing me this. This is the truth behind that bundle. The bundle of twigs, the sticks, the memories, all pulled together. And underneath is this desperate sadness. So you can't, it's that quote, you can't have a better tomorrow if you're thinking about yesterday all the time. That's what it does. Juggling with the past, reliving stories of the past is acting as a pain on your future. So, the future has actually, it's got 3 cards as well, but I only have 2. So it begins with the future is about an exchange, is about a friendship, it's about a clarity, it's about light coming back into something. I want to say there's something about brewing, drawing as in like Clarice Cliff, pottery, brewing, drawing up tea. So that's interesting. So I keep saying this place, although I said it as the TARDIS, something a bit tea house about it, but not from up here, down there. So there's something about an equality exchange, drawing the levels of something together to make a better future. And it came out with okay, so being told I have to do this with these 2, but I don't know what that means yet. So without reaching a balance for the future, by allowing fair exchange for trusting in the energy moving forwards, you're stopping your victory to move cleanly into the future. And it came with this card of the imagination, wizardry. This idea that you can change the direction of something and actually you remove the toxicity of the structure and bring the energy into a kind of telekinesis. You've got to change the concept of the physics of time. So the first card that came out on the net, actually there's one over here which is decrepitude. It flew far away within the quotes. So there's something here that's about that need to remove decrepitude that we're calling 12 frequency, old 12 frequency. Oh, my PayPal, yeah, of course I can. It's PayPal me at Rustling Around. And that's Russellingard. I'm greedy for consonants. 2 S's, 2 L's. So, off with the decrepitude, because it's blocking the energy between the past and the future. It's getting right in the way. It smacks of trouble. What did it come out with? The devil, upside down. The devil is a really fascinating card because it's very much an energy of moving past something that you had previously perceived as evil. So there's something really interesting. It's that hangman. Everything's coming out as a hangman energy in reverse today because we're all waiting on popping our own bubbles to move past things. Now, the next set of cards that are in the now are just, they came and they fell like this. So there's a barrier between these energies. So let's put the barrier down and let's look at what we've got. This is gold. This is reward. So usually the 5 of batons in any Marseille inspired and the Rider-Waite, Pamela Coleman-Smith inspired deck would talk about this as being an inner battle. But in the original Italian decks, this represents wealth, possibilities. Its 5s are less destructive, and we have the additional card of the significator. This moment of walking purely in the now is pure gold. Pure gold for everybody. Everybody, every sign of the zodiac is on this card. This is really, really telling you not the lesser of two evils, but the pathway that needs to open up. And then the barrier between these two cards is 4 of Cups. Oh. So that's this energy of anticipation without acknowledgement. This is time wasting. This is not actioning transformation. Yeah, that's true. I would say that the 5 of Wands can be a moment to break out, but with the numerology, 5s became a bit of a dirty number, and it's time we kind of cleaned that up a bit. So what I'm being drawn to here is the plainness. There's no cosmic cup being offered unless you apply and action your own imagination. So look at what you can do to transform your whole world, your whole time, everything about how you move by applying your imagination in the now. In the now, significant gold in the now will bring you forwards. I like that. So let's move on, let's move on, let's move on. 78 minutes, 78 seconds, obviously not. Be the cup. Be the cup, but you've got to plug up the holes in your cup, because every day when you wake up, you have a certain amount of empathic, beautiful energy, and you can waste it all at breakfast. Yeah, facing emotions. So, let's go back to these quotes that we have. Regret for wasting time is more wasted time. If you regret time you think you wasted, you're wasting more time. Let go of the regrets of time, the ravages of time. Time's only one, no, sorry, there's, can't read my own writing. There's only one thing more precious than time, and that's who we spend it on. I love that one. So I'm going to say that one again. There's only one thing more precious than time, and that's who we spend it on. Let's do that one. Feels like a log reading coming on. I'm going to do a room with it. So, rooms. There's only one thing more precious than time, and that's who we spend it on. Who are you spending time on? I'm spending time on me. But that's not the answer. Oh, man. Myself and humankind. Spending it on ourselves and humankind, everybody. The most precious thing we can do with time is to spend it on the world, on everyone. So 20. Let's look up 20. So, take my glass off and I can't read what you're saying. So, books, 20, 20, 20, here we go, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, man. So it looks like this, very bad colours, very, very, very bad screen colours. It's because I'm living in a world of artificial light in my TARDIS. You see, that's interesting that you say that you think we all came here for ourselves. I think we do, but I also believe we came here as a spiritual warrior to clean up distorted DNA that we inherit so that we free future generations. Anyway, let's have a little read and see what this says. Man, myself and humankind. To be one with yourself, but also to be one with the space around you. To be one, all and everything. To be the symbol of a symbiotic shared expression of self and others. To be part of a greater whole, solo but integral to the shared tribal soul. To be your own starling in a global murmuration, cloaking and flocking with feathered inspiration. Didn't remember that poem at all. But it's talking about sharing. Who we share time and space. Time and space. So, what do you want to add? What do you want to add? What do you want to add? Yeah, I feel like that Mary's coming though with this movement in time, with time changing. So we have Lancelot du Lac, Monsieur. Now this card for me represents a guy who lives in a world of magic and he brings magic into the modern world. There's something 13 frequency about this card. He was brought up in Avalon, and he comes from Avalon carrying the gift of magic. So we have to gift our magic to the world. But you can only do that if you know who and what your magic is, I guess. What else would you like to say? What else would you like to say? Oh, we're getting big dumps of cards. So, Four of Batons. Four of Batons. Society. This is that energy of bringing the magic to the world around you. That's what the poem was about. Being a single starling in a murmuration that is cloaking and flocking in the skies. What is the magic that you're meant to be bringing into the new time? Ace of Cups. It's love. This 13 frequency, this new energy of time is love. Oh, and look. It's got that gold. Love is gold. Cosmic consciousness gold. Gifting. And it's being gifted to many, many crowns. Touching your love, touching many in society. You're not, I'm always guilty of that. I mean, just give me one man. I'll be happy with one man. And I'm not saying I've got to go and have like affairs with loads of men, but what I mean is it's very easy to think, if I could just find that one perfect soul to share a life with. But this is about touching many souls. This is about moving your love frequency and pouring it down like gold, wearing it and pushing it into the world. And it comes with, you do it one person at a time. I'm not saying go out and have loads of affairs, but you can if you want to. But you touch society one person at a time. And then there's another little dump of cards over here. So, I'm doing them the wrong way then. So, this is really funny, the next card. So this Eight of Coins, again, this is coming across as the innocence of new time. That first reading message we had when we went backwards. Oh, look, we've got some more naked, sexy people. Put your clothes on, you dirty buggers. Listen, naked sex, I know you're a bot, but sex in clothes can be as sexy as nakedness. And a lot of people, they don't want to be naked, they don't like the lights on. I love the lights on when I'm naked. Got no trouble with that. But then I grew up near a nature speech. So the innocence of new time, the transformation of new time, it's all bringing things into a new frequency. What I'm laughing about is I've been being shown many of the cards today as being in a kind of hangman energy, waiting for transformation. The hangman is come out upside down. He's like, yeah, come on. Time to turn it over. Time to bring things round. Let the gold slip from the heavens. Let this energy fall and scatter at your feet. Be love. Have your every footstep surrounded by it. So the innocence of the new time bringing a scattering of golden joy. Now, again, we have upside down. The now, waiting for that moment to transform. It's a really strong message, but she is the now, the Six of Pentacles. And she's not doing this, I'm giving to the poor, aren't I noble? She's just sounding the bell of the now. She wants the bell of the now. Do you know what? It won't be the best adult dating site. I'm sorry, but it really won't. You're lying. If you're going to come on and talk about dirty things, at least tell the truth. Because we're serious about sex here. We don't mess around. So this is the now, calling time on the now. And then calling time on the old time. It's got to be transformed. You've got to turn this around and knock that one out of the scene. It's all about turning around, bringing things into a new energy. And again, we're being told you've got to reimagine time. To bring this to this is a reimagining of the value of time, the value that society places on us for our time. We've got to transform all of that. So, what else? I've got to go to the bank in a bit, because yesterday I couldn't get any cash out. I have these random days here in Argentina where it just says can't read card. I want to eat. So, but I've got food. But I like to have cash in case I want to buy more food. So, what else have we got that I wanted to do? I wanted to talk a little bit about Earth time, atomic time, and cosmic time. I'm not going to use the runes for this. So, there's a bit of a big spill, but I just want to say that the sun wants to make its presence under the subject of Earth time, under the subject of all time, because it's about the energy of the sun's light originally being how we worked out Earth time. So, can we have a little message on Earth time? And then you can't give me 26 cards. I want them to fall normally like 2. There's someone singing out there. The lift's just by me. Outside, obviously, not inside. I love all the lifts here. They're old cage lifts. Earth time. We've got one card for Earth time. Earth time. Whoa, 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 whoa. And what was the third one? Cosmic. Oh. Right, I'm going to leave them there, because as I said cosmic, they fell on cosmic. So, I'm going back to Earth time. Earth time. Earth time. Oh, Earth time just, there's too many cards. I'm not reading 16 cards. I just want one to go with that. Earth time. There it goes. Right. Atomic time. Atomic time. There's 3 inside that I'm just gonna. No, we're not taking them. We'll take the 6 that are here, however many it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. That's all right. I don't want to make these too big. I want to just get an energy around them. So, Earth time. The natural wobble of the Earth, how the Earth speeds up, slows down according to the movement of the planets. What is Earth time? With 10 Pentacles. Earth time is love. It's love of the real world. But I want to say how Earth time's been stolen from us. It's 1 and a 10. That's my birthday. So, Earth time has been stolen, and yet Earth time is the most appreciative, because there's something about Earth time that is much less structured. It's much less numbered. It's much freer. It's much more fluid. You know, this is a rare gift when you just work with daylight and night and decide how to live your life. Now, one of the things that changed our relationship with night was when we invented electric lighting or street lighting. It started as gas and went electrical. And that changed the way in which we lived. And they're all part of these moments where time is being stolen or being distorted or being added to, that transforms society. Because once upon a time, here we have it, it's come out without me intending it to, we shut our doors at dusk and we stayed indoors because it was a dark, scary world outside. Now, you would go to sleep, you would wake up after 4 or 5 hours in the night, you would get up, you would do things, and then you would go back to sleep until dawn, and then you would start your working day as it suited you. There wasn't time structures on these things. But also, we have to consider that when streetlights came around, that's the moment when you suddenly, with electric lighting, you make it possible for night shifts. And so then that's robbing people of their natural cycle to sleep at night. So this earth time has been costly on many people's lives. So, atomic time. Atomic time begins at the Four of Swords. And it's interesting with what I've just said. This is something about it. Atomic time doesn't allow sleeping dogs to lie. There's something about the very process of how we measure atomic time, because even there we're having to add seconds. Originally it was done by shining microwaves through cesium, and you counted how it fell back down through gravity, and that would allow you to keep atomic time. And there are a series of atomic clocks all around the world to keep the measurements, because they drift. They're not as accurate as you imagine. But there's something here about the disruption of nighttime. Atomic time disrupts. It's less healing by living according to atomic time. Now, whether that's because there are devices around us with radio waves, Wi-Fi, all of those things, I'm not sure. But atomic time is somehow distorting, disturbing dreams, nightmares, wobbling. Now, we have, I'm seeing these two cards. He's back with the female pope, which is the high priestess. But what I'm getting from this energy is that atomic time has stolen the magic of earth time, of being alive within the world. So it's turned our lives upside down. It's tried to extend working hours, waking hours. And then it ends with this. It stopped the pendulum. It stopped the natural flow. There's something where this is a broken time machine. And on this atomic level, time is still being counted, ticking away and being controlled and being watched. But it's another, like a nail in the coffin of the beauty and fluidity of earth time. And then we have cosmic time, which is the bigger energy of the planets moving and affecting all of those kind of things. So, Queen of Cups. Judith steps in to kill something that no longer serves, that harms society. So there is this sense of cosmic love coming in to transform something, to transform 12 frequency, the hangman again, but up the right way. Breaking through the static, 12, 13. The cosmos is trying to bring us to a new energetic time. This is what has been coming through all of these, is time is shifting. We're moving to something else. And then what do we end with? Broken discourse. Why are we seeing broken discourse? Broken discourse. I'm being shown clocks, but only pieces of clocks, like a clock without a pendulum, or like this clock here that I have that just doesn't work. It's stuck on 10 to 2. Snapping. What is the cosmos? There's a break coming in. I need more cards on this. So, cosmic time. Right, so mean time. Cosmic time. Cosmic time. What's these broken clocks? What are you bringing in with your... So, a new frequency, trumpeting a new tune, a new time again. Wake up to the new frequency, the truth of cosmic time. And she's back, how she was earlier this morning. This queen of time. She's reforming, she's doing this, she's transforming, but somehow there's something here where this energy, the truth of time, freeing us from the prison. I'm seeing this as giving a code, and it's mastery of the mind giving a code. Mastery of the mind giving a code, a new frequency that wakes us from the prison of time and takes this energy and brings it into being. This can't be stopped. This will happen. And squeezed inside the deck, again, 5 of batons, gold. Golden threads of consciousness are returning. It's like the golden threads of consciousness have been untangled and we've got to re-plug them back into each other. That's the energy that I'm getting. So I'm just going to ask any last words from time. Any last words of time? Timing of the shrew. It's a funny, of its time, that book. It's very hard to make it fit modern ideas. And I love the music in Kiss Me Kate as well, which is based on the Taming of the Shrew. So, last word from time. It's interesting that it's a 1 and a 1. So it's the stopped pendulum, and it's that energy of earlier reviewing the past. But what they're coming across as, it's like, it doesn't matter when time changes, it's all the same, not the same time. It's all meant to be. It's like you won't notice the shifts in time at first because there's no break in time or something. I need more. Come on! Right. Another one. The magic of time. The magic of time. And then we've got these two. This one came upside down, the 8. There's something about divine timing being your choice. This card has come again. You choose your divine timing. But you've got to be prepared to see it all the way through, or it will stall. That's so interesting. Taking control, materializing the divine timing. Because we think of divine timing, as I've said it earlier, as something coming from without towards us, but this is about choosing when to action. It's like the energy of the divine timing is already placed within inside us. And look, we've got 3 wands. This is really strong energy. This is really beginning something new. Last shuffle, last little moment, last little moment, last little moment, last little moment. I'm being shown this as the one, just break the one, choose to snap because there's more time ahead, new times ahead, but you have to choose to break whichever one no longer serves you, whichever part of time is out of focus, is distorted for you, break it. Juggle it, remake it into the real world. I'm also being told to talk about that as representing 10. Whether it does or whether I need to do that, I can't tell with the thing. But completion, new beginning. Putting the new actionable magic into the now to bring about transformation. What's on the bottom? Ooh, it left itself there. It's that energy again of it's your decision to go to the party, the time party, and to ignore the old git in the background going, no, you got to get up early in the morning and go to work, do lots of things to earn me money. So, that's a little interlude into time. There's lots and lots of changes coming on. Now, is there a final quote on the last page? So, time is pressing upon us. Time waits for no one. Time to act. And I end with once upon a time. It might be fun to see if you can get through a day without mentioning time. So, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people, thank you very much for joining me for this moment in time. And thank you very much to my moderators who always come along and are so helpful in keeping an eye on all them dirty sex bots that like to plague me. It's a pleasure, Diane. It's a pleasure, Kathy. Thank you, Holly. I can't help but shuffle just one more time while I'm just watching your messages go up. So, perfection awaits those that can self-reflect and discover the truth of the new, freer 13 frequency time. Yes, until next time. Perfect. So, have a beautiful time, everybody. And I will see you next time. I've still got some empath readings to do. Come nearer, come nearer, come nearer, come nearer, come nearer, come nearer. Hello, beautiful people. So, that's so that I can do this stopping business, but I'm just reading all the kind words. Wassail, wassail. So, anyway, beautiful people. I'm going downstairs in the time machine. Hang on, I'm just going to show you my time machine again. So this is the time machine. The TARDIS. There's loads of alcohol there. And it's got alcohol in it, but I don't drink, so it don't matter to me. There we go. So, have a beautiful time, everyone. Yeah, it's a really fun place. Someone said it might have been used for an Argentinian TV show or something. I don't know. It's very strange. It wasn't too expensive. It doesn't have very much natural light, so I'm having to live by artificial lights for a while, but it will do. I'll try and work out some other area where we can do a reading. I wanted to try and do one down near the weird painting, but I don't know if there's enough light down there. Anyway, beautiful people, thank you all for visiting. It's 11333. And I started at 1313, so that's a good place to end.